on the HSBC Sevens World Series.
And our referee from the United States, it's Mike O'Brien, a familiar face here in the US in his 21st match in charge. And it's going to be Russia kicking off from right to left. And the Russians, in their third season as a core team, will need to improve on their results in the scoreboard. It comes down to Kenya. Oliach.
Oh, big hit.
Big hit. He manages to get to his feet as well, though. Great stuff from the 24-year-old. So first opportunity for Kenya to stretch the legs as they go with Oliach. And that side bumps one down to the ground. Jeffrey Oliach, like his captain, Umar, loved the direct route. Here they go into it again. Space to operate on that far side. Great bend and flick. It's still alive. Wow, wonderful support running. Gonna go through for a try. It's Jeffrey Oliach has scored a try on that far side. It's only taken 40 seconds.
Very little room to work with up that far sideline. Jeffrey Oliach took the inside, but it looked like first man might be through, but look at this, bobbles the ball. Jeffrey Oliach from the Homeboys Rugby Football Club pounced on that loose ball. First blood to Kenya.
Well, it didn't look like much was on that far side. And Oliach just waiting for the defenders to catch up to him. I'm not sure why.
Wasn't backing his pace there, the 22-year-old.
Well, Jeffrey Oliach, who is one of two Kenyans with their first ever helicopter ride. It happened in Las Vegas with Collins and Jarrah, and what a trip that was.
Yeah, what a trip they've had. Also, this year will be one of the teams vying for Commonwealth gold supremacy as the Commonwealth Games goes down to the Gold Coast. So they're wanting to get their combinations correct before they head down there. And as you mentioned, the Rugby World Cup of Sevens just down the road in San Francisco, going to be great this July.
Can't wait for that. It has been news all over the press here in America as the teams, 40 of them, descend down to the Bay region. Now that wasn't a successful restart for the Russians, so Kenya will get a line out.
Again, the basics letting the Russians down.
Mbaka has it at the back of that tail. They'll get a full-on penalty. Got to roll away. Mark is okay, so Kenya looking for their second try. Bruising stuff. They take it to ruck time. Little stab through. Mbaka can't hold.
Well, that's the confidence of these Kenyan players. I think it was Eden Nagero on the outside of his right foot, just nudged it through. Watch as he eyes up 2-on-2, just pushes it through. And he goes down, just can't quite go down low enough. William Mbaka, the 27-year-old, maybe a few years ago might have picked that one off his boot tops.
He's certainly one of the veterans that can sparkle. He scored a try in their last match against France. Now still pressure here for the Russians. They've got possession and then manhandled down that far side, a little bit high.
Well, Oliach is down on the far side there, and it's going to be a penalty against Russia. That was quite an awkward situation. Look at, there might have been a high tackle, and it's actual Samuel Oliach that stays down there, and a Russian player. Let's see, bizarre scrum. It wheels right around. No call from the referee. And there as the players. Oh, it's a head clash. No problems there. Just two tacklers coming around, probably from the same team, I think.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Samuel Oliach. Scored a try against France as well. He's a very experienced player for his team.
And by no problems, I mean no foul play. No need for yellow cards there, but that's everything in the game of rugby. Any head injury taken very seriously. Recognize and remove is the mantra now. And it looks like they're looking for a little bit of help just to make sure that Samuel Oliach is taken care of properly.
Yeah, safety the utmost important, and that's why you see yellow cards for anything high in the tackle zone as well, just to kind of keep those hits down. And so Kenya will lose another player, and what a sight in the desert. And we are going to be here for 3 glorious days and nights.
Yeah, a real festival of rugby here in North America. The Las Vegas Invitational surrounds the HSBC Sevens World Series. And as you know, Dallin, it's really a gathering for all the teams, club sides, national supporters like the very colorful Kenyans, and all sorts of youth players. It's really a good celebration of the game here in Las Vegas this weekend.
It is, and take a look at the pool here. This is Pool A. Fiji, of course, on top there with a 38-0 victory. France. They're the ones that took out Kenya 19-14. So a lot to play for Kenya in the rest of this match, and Russia still to get off the mark and still to score points here in this Pool A setup.
Fiji very impressive in their first outing. Russians gave them a little bit too much space, and we know what Fijian sevens players do with that. And there's a reflection through the performance tracker. The DHL performance leader, outstanding tackles and offloads and carries. That shows their dominance in game one.
Well, Matangati right at the top. Gavin Lowe was outstanding as well. Malaya still a threat, and Ben O'Donnell has been fantastic. The performance tracker really keeping a lot more stats than when we played. Yeah,
and how about when Bazan Velez at the bottom there prior to this match? Argentina with a big upset over New Zealand in their pool match. So lots of good stories breaking here on day one. Friday night here out in the desert, as you mentioned, at Sam Boyd Stadium on the campus of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Been the home here now for the USA Sevens for some years.
Yeah, it first was in Los Angeles for a couple of years, and then 3 years in Petco Park in San Diego. And then, of course, they've been here since 2010 in Las Vegas.
Well, how about Petco Park? That was the baseball field. You were playing, I was commentating, but awesome to be in a baseball stadium. Of course, we mentioned the Rugby World Cup. We will be heading back for the World Cup of Sevens into AT&T Park, home of the San Francisco Giants. And I saw the mock-ups of the stadium. It looks really exciting. And there's a lot of buzz if you can get out there in July to come out, support, as you mentioned, 40 of the top teams in the world.
Well, such a great occasion, Sevens Rugby. It's so fast, it's so quick, it's so exciting.
It's bananas.
And let's take a look here at the only score in this game. Came out of nothing, really.
Yeah, there's the inside ball from Nelson Oyu. He bounced loose for a second, and it's almost like he didn't think he was going to make it. But then he saw Sazonov wouldn't have enough to run him down. So athletic, these Kenyan players. It's just a matter of them coming together as a team.
Well, Kenya, of course, they came 7th in the World Series in 2015-2016, and these are the games coming up, taking a look at Fiji against France, Samoa, Spain, USA against Australia. England, Wales will be another thriller after the Welsh performance against South Africa.
Yeah, Wales were right in it. One of the best games of the season. Many on social media tweeting, let us know what you think, but a lot of people saying one of the best games they've seen this season. Wales unlucky to lose that one, and England in outstanding form, really dealing with Canada very well. Serious pace in that side, but also that Australia-US game. I mean, that's going to be great to watch. US came out of the gates well, and Australia have been one of the form teams this season.
Well, with 4 different cup winners, the wealth is spread around the top 6 to 8 sides, and really at knockout time, it is anybody's game. The Kenyans, of course, what a wonderful crowd. I went through there one time, I think during the Las Vegas Sevens. I went missing for about a week. It was the best fun I've ever had.
Yeah, all, as I mentioned, a gathering point for all rugby enthusiasts. The Polynesians are incredible, the Fijians and the Samoans, great stuff, and the Kenyans as well. Everyone from Western US comes out and supports.
Top try scorers in Vegas. Danny Barrett, the boom boom man, a couple of tries for him. The Carpentier has been fantastic, and then a ton of Scots at that top of that list.
Yeah, they look sharp. Scotland have looked really good. Luke Morgan was electric in his game. And how about Ravovo there? Really, really impressive. And needs to help lift his side, but a couple of scores for him.
And this is top tries on the series. So Bella Sanatlo is not here. He's playing Super Rugby with the DHL Stormers. But Luke Morgan has added to that total, and he will creep up probably past the 30 if he keeps up his form.
Yeah, if he stays on form like that and his Welsh side can get him the ball early enough, in enough space, he's going to catch Sanatlo very soon.
Perry Baker there as well on 17.
It was great having Zach Test in the booth here. He knows all these players intimately. He scored his own points over the years. And there is Sanatla, all tries. James Stannard, Key, and Nathan Hirayama, talismanic Canadian. And Luke Morgan again, all through the tries, not through the boot in his case.
And Filimoni Karoi up there as well with Mitchell Gedilt, not here for South Africa. He's injured. He's watching from Stellenbosch. French represented as well. Jean-Pascal Barak. Perry Baker didn't get much ball in that first game, but they'll definitely need him for the home side in the rest of the pool games.
It's going to be interesting for Perry Baker here in Las Vegas at the USA 7. It's a very narrow pitch, only 59 meters wide, so he doesn't have quite as much territory to work with and set up his pace.
Well, his side here, 7th position, the United States. South Africa lead the series after 4 rounds. New Zealand just behind them, 8 points adrift. And of course, Fiji and Australia are hot on the heels.
Been a very competitive series, and we leave here for the second leg of the North American circuit up to Vancouver for the Canada Sevens. Really good crowds predicted in BC Place, the covered stadium there. We've had a great experience the last 2 years. And good ticket sales so far, but still a few left, so come on out. Support us next weekend up in Vancouver.
And applause. The player leaves the field. Samuel Oliech, our thoughts are with him as he recovers. Play will resume here at 5-0. 4 minutes to go in the first half. And it's Kenya who lead this pool clash. So onto the field. Collins and Gerard drifts across, and Gerard! Well, just when you thought we took a break, he has not. He's put his foot on the gas and scored a wonderful try. 247.
Second on the circuit, only to Dan Norton, but look at that. Too easy for a man of his skill, of his capacity. Show the ball. He's fresh off the bench because of that injury. Watch, it's all him. One show, one step, try time.
Well, and Gerard, still the top try scorer in the United States, now with 43. The kick is successful, 12-0. And Russia have yet really to get their hands on the pill.
And that is the all-time scores. The coach of the previous winning side, Santiago Gomez-Cora, Argentina in third. But Norton and Injera, like heavyweight fighters, battling it out for the top spot.
So, kick from Aguero. He's able to... No, it doesn't bounce. It goes out on the full, so Russia will finally get a short-arm penalty on the halfway line.
Some much-needed possession for the Russians. See if they can set up one of their set moves.
So what do they have? Yanushkin shifts it across. A nice little step. Sozanov. They concede a penalty, though.
They've been working very much with the teams to stay on their feet at the breakdown. The supporting players latch on to the tackle player. And I think as Sozanov went to ground, the Russians were guilty off their feet.
You've got to keep your balances. Aguero just picks that one up. And Gerard, the veteran, finally turns it back into Oliech. Takes a play to the 10-meter mark. The left-hand side, there are a few extra numbers lurking. Dummy is thrown. Again, big solid contact. There's space to operate. Russians come well, and good tackle there by Roman Davidov. Ball's been turned over. Advantage here for the Russians. Full back line to the left-hand side. Good quick hands, back to Sozanov again. This time they get the penalty.
Yeah, the tackle was a bit high there. Opportunity for Russia if that goes through the hands.
Davidov shifts it across. Sukan, they keep going. Numbers, Russia on the outside. Kenya do well to stop a try in the corner. It's still available for Coden, and now off Shinnikov. Try awarded. It's Russia back in this one.
Ovchinnikov kept working, kept supporting the ball. Probably should have been scored on first phase. As he gives that last pass, watch, he keeps on his feet, keeps behind the ball, good support line, and just takes the one out the back door from Roman Koden. Good team try for Russia and a great response.
Well, it certainly is Evan. Little possession. That was a beautiful flick of Ovchinnikov. Gets over in the corner. The difficult conversion, but they have their first try here at the HSBC USA Sevens. And it'll be 12-5, 25 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, all too rare for them in the 4 stops so far on the HSBC World Series, but a real lift for the team there. And Andrei Sorokin, the coach, will be happy with that effort from his Russian boys.
Important kickoff here from Sergei Yanushkin. Needs to get it back for his side. Jera has it towards that touchline, and they force him out.
You hear the hooter, but it was after The ball was taken into touch. Oh, no, the referee's going to say it wasn't. End of the half.
And so it's Kenya that lead Russia. Narrow margin, 12 points to 5 at the break.
Выстраиваться, они пальцем движением мы играем. Человеку только выносить. Один человек обязательно закрывать мяч. В атаке неплохо. Еще активнее.
Sisi umejua na kick one. Sawa. Sawa. Tuweke numbers. Hii tukae wakiweke huko. Tuta chase back. Sawa. Sawa.
So Kenya, slender margin for them. Russia getting their hands on the ball, but a couple of balls given away has given Kenya the lead, 12 points to 5. Second half here to come.
Credit the Russians, they've made their tackles. Tackles completed up at 11. So they're hanging in there. They're not giving the Kenyans the space they like with the pace and power combination they have.
So some injuries for both sides already. We only had one full game played. The depth of all these squads will be put to the test at day 3. This one comes down to Sukan, still available for Coden. Goes into Oscar Umar. Attacking from, they're inside their 22. Good contact over there. Sozanov not afraid to bang it forward into a couple of would-be tacklers. Better stuff here from the Russians. Umar again on the tackle.
It's good stuff, but they're very deep in their alignment, and that allows the Kenyans to get across in numbers, as you see here. 3 of them tying it up, and in fact, the ball was held up off the ground, and it will be a turnover to Kenya.
Wonderful defense there from the Kenyans. They're about the 10-meter mark, so an excellent attacking opportunity.
So by being deep in attack, it just really allows the defense time and space to get into it. Whereas if you're flat, you're playing right in the face of the defense. When you move that ball, if you've created something, you can capitalize on the end.
It's certainly looking to cost them right now with Collins and Jera. Kenya looking for that short ball into the midfield. Pinched by the Russians, and they go down to Davidov. Space on the outside. Chinanov, and now they go. Sozanov just caught inside the 22. Kenya retreating. They go to the midfield. Got to release the tackle play, so Russia go quickly. They've got a 3-on-2 on that far side. Ovchennikov had possession, another penalty.
I wonder if the referee's looking at a yellow card this close to the line, but play on, he says.
Davidov for the line, he reaches over and scores! 12-10. Herman Davidov has got the second try for Russia.
Well, we said off the top, he's very good in the air off kickoffs. We've also said he's very strong. Look at that, backing himself, reaching out with a big right arm. The man from the Moscow Saracens, as many of these players are, makes a statement and gets Russia right back into this one.
And where he scored was very important. The conversion is successful, 12-all. A great comeback here, taking it to the line, Davidov.
And as you know, Dallin, sometimes you need players who just back themselves. 5 meters out, he said, I'll have a go.
And he gets reward for that in this Pool A clash. The other teams watching, Fiji and France. Top 2 placed teams will go into Cup quarterfinals. Bottom 2 will go into the trophy.
And the Kenyans guilty of giving away some ball when they had possession. It's allowed Russia right back into this match.
Ian Nushkin debuted at the Cape Town Sevens. It's his 4th event. Davidoff just comes off there to Kenyan side. It's Jeffrey Olioch. So Kenya very deep as well on attack. Agero looking for that switch. Sakuda comes back to his forwards. Olioch skipped through that one. In fact, it's Adiambo. Just brings him down inside the 22. Kenya with momentum. Collins and Jera onto his shoulders there quickly. They get the switch. Adiambo tries to jump through the gap. Russia backpedaling. There's space on the right-hand side. Certainly should be a try.
The penalties against Russia for not releasing the ball, but I think Odiambo has got away with one. He's jumped into a tackle. The referee said it's okay.
Got space on the right-hand side. Agero, again that switch. This time the Russian defenders read it well. Still 12 all. Kenya. Olioch takes it to the line. A wonderful pickup. Injera, everybody stopped. But the veteran waltzes over for another great try. Collins and Injera, we love you.
That's looked easy, but that's what vision will get you. Here's the initial burst. As he comes across in the scrum half roll, he looks up, sees that the Russians have been overstretched, and there's no one in place. He just goes with the flow, watches, his head is up, simple as you like, doesn't even need to pass. That is experience, and that is vision at its very finest.
248 tries. Collins and Injera has put his team ahead, 17-12. This kick here is over from Eden Agero. So the gap now 7 points.
Well, how many times have we seen Kenya in trouble? On the field comes Odiambo, big impact on the field. Well, staying on the field, Injera with big plays and big moments.
The experienced veterans now. Russia transfer them. Sukan, the dummy. Space open for him, then close pretty quickly. Kenya, they win the battle at the breakdown.
Well, I think that's harsh for the Russians. Kenyan player off their feet at the breakdown. The referees deemed that the Russians didn't release the ball. A good half break from Sukan there. And now it allows the Kenyans time to slow the game down, make their substitutions. They're very much in control of this after that penalty call.
They are on the field right now after Owira wearing 1 and Eric Ombasa wearing 4. Good chance for them to get some more experience from the World 7 Series. Ombasa just his 3rd tournament. Owira in his 4th. So Kenya, ball in hand. They see a bit of space wide. It's Sakuda. Oh, Sakuda! Into the Russian freight train. Setting things up on the right. The Russians come up on defense pretty hard. So cross field is a Monday's pass. Not a good one.
Credit the Russians there. Good line speed in the midfield. As Sozanov looks for a quick one. But good discipline from them on defense. Sukan leading the way.
The Russian Bears have done a lot better in this game. 19-12 and a bit more attack with the ball in hand.
I think they may be a bit frustrated when they look at this tape. A couple of calls have gone against them, but still a chance to get back in this with possession. 30 seconds to play.
Oh, great take there from Zivotov. So here they go. Yanushkin shifts it across. And they've got Chimnikov on this side. Kenya just sliding on defense. Zivotov throws it over the top. Davidoff near the 10-meter. Kenya don't want to give away a penalty at this stage of the game. 4 seconds left on the clock. That's the siren. 7 points in this. Russia, the Bears, still with possession. Space in the middle. Zivotov gets the offload.
Another penalty against Russia. Looked like there was a hint of a head high right before that. The Hooters sounded. So if this ball goes off the field, it will be game over. But the Kenyans are going to keep going.
They are indeed. They keep it in hand. 19-12 surprising. You just want to win the pool clash here. It doesn't matter by how much.
Referee's looking for number 1. That will be Coden. Not 10 meters, yellow card. Well, Mike O'Brien's been particularly harsh, I think, on the Russian players here. And they'll be one short, and I wonder if Kenya will now kick it off the park.
Giving them more reason to run it, in fact, and they kick it over the top. Not a bad tactic. The chasers are here. It'd be booted out, though. Davidoff couldn't pick that one up, and that's full time here. And a brave effort from the Russian Bears, but they go down 19-12 against Kenya.
Okay, time to roll into our next one. Game 12, Pool A play continues, and it's Fiji taking on France. Great to have you on board with our day one coverage of the HSBC USA Sevens. I'm Sean Maloney, and joining me for the call in this one,